Good day to you. Well, it's a slightly different format today. I'm not riding at the moment, and the reason is that after having escaped COVID for all these years, I finally succumbed. I guess I let my guard down and it got me, and it actually got me real good. I am getting over it now, but certainly not up to riding. So I thought, what better time than to catch up on some of these product introductions that I really need to get stuck into. And the first one I'm going to mention today is a new power bank from a company called Ugreen. Now, I wouldn't normally talk about a power bank, it's not something I personally use, but there are two reasons. And one is that the manufacturer is a company called Ugreen, and I've used Ugreen cables in video making for a long time now. They're ultra reliable, really high quality, so I thought it would be worth at least introducing the power bank. Secondly, although I don't have a use for it, because on my multi-day rides, for example, all my charger needs are met by whichever Premier Inn I'm staying in. I know some of you are bike packers, you bivvy, you camp, and you may be away from civilization or certainly an electricity outlet for several days. So I thought it would be worth letting you know about it. Ugreen have just launched two new products, and it's this range here. This one is a 100 watts and 12,000 milliamp hour output, whereas this larger one is 130 watts and a massive 20,000 milliamp hour output. Now, apart from the output, the differences are that the smaller one has two outlets. There's a USB-A and a USB-C, and the larger one has three outputs. And it's this larger one that I'll concentrate on because I think it's going to be of most interest to the bike packers among us. The first thing I'll mention is that like all Ugreen products, it's really sturdily built. If anything, the finish is a bit too nice for bike packing, but they do supply this very useful carry bag so it can sit there in your pannier quite safely. But what's new and innovative about it, I hear you ask? There are plenty of power banks on the market after all. But what sets this apart from much of the competition is that very often where you'll hear 130 watts output, that 130 watts will be divided between the three outlets. So yes, you can plug one device in and you'll get the 100 watts available. Plug two in and it reduces, it shares it, and three, it shares it by three. With this unit, this outlet will always give you 100 watts regardless of how many outlets are used. And this chart shows how the distribution works, whether you've got one, two or three devices plugged in. What I particularly like as well is the very useful display. It means that you're not going to suddenly get caught out, miles from home, and you plug it in because your mobile phone needs charging and is flat. This is going to show you exactly what's in there. Now, I tested this by recharging my iPad, and the iPad was totally flat, and at the end of the charge this had 64% charge left. Now, even the most purist bike packer who carries the minimum of electronic gadgetry is likely to have a mobile phone for safety, and if they're riding at night, of course, then they're going to be having lights. So it's highly likely that bike packers could find this very useful. Now, all this available power comes at a price, and that's weight. This unit weighs, on my scales, 479 grams. I think they're saying 480, so it's probably my scales are slightly out. So you're getting on for half a kilo, but I guess with bike packers, serious bike packers that are carrying tents, they're carrying cookers, they're carrying food, that sort of thing, maybe that half kilo is a price worth paying. If you want to go lighter, there is this smaller 100 watt version, and that delivers 12,000 milliamp hours. Same digital display. That has a USB-A and a USB-C, but on this model it does share out the power. Now, I don't see me having a need from the bike packing point of view, but it did occur to me that in the winter this could be useful to me. I rely on my Vulcan heated gloves, heated insoles, heated socks, and they will last for about 4 hours on a charge on a cold winter's day. So it would certainly help me to give these a charge during a lunch stop on a long ride, for example. So I hope you found that useful. It'd be interesting to hear your thoughts on what this sort of power bank could be used for. Maybe there are some applications I've not thought of. Now, this isn't a review as such because I've not been able to try these over a long period of time. So I can't tell you how they stand up over long term. All I can say is that I do know Ugreen quality, so I've no reason to suspect that these won't meet the same standard. If you're interested in these, I'll put a couple of links below to Amazon. I have no discount codes for these, but looking on Amazon, the prices are pretty good anyway. I think they represent about a 30% discount at the moment, so it's certainly worth having a look if you're interested. So thanks for joining me, and I look forward to introducing you to some other new products in the near future. Bye for now.